All right, shalom, shalom, boys here. Well, spring is officially here. The new year is officially here. And I really do thank the Father for it because, the increase is coming in all ways in our lives. And, it's just a blessing. And it humbles you. I think one of the biggest things that come for those who are truly best and the people that are truly receiving the increases of Yah, it definitely does humble you. And it allows you to really just see things very clearly. And so, that's what I wanted to talk about. There's a couple of things that was on my mind. But, first things first, the garden. The seeds are coming up very well. We survived all of the frost, and the cold frame storage, mini greenhouses that I made out of those tempered sliding glass doors, they are working out excellently. This is going to be the first year practically which we've started all of our plants off of seed. And it's not an easy thing to do. And however, if you have the right soil and the right environment, like I've built, and I did videos on it and showed it, you're going to get the increase. And when you look at, segue over and looking at people today, the Messiah talked about the different types of seed that you can plant in. However, he was talking about the hearts of men. Whether you can plant seed in a fertile ground and you're going to see that seed flourish when it comes to the hearts of men. When you plant seed into stony ground, the hearts of men. Thorny ground, hearts of men. And so, it's sad to see because the biggest thing that I experience, not as anger towards anybody. I mean, life is good. We have our economic health, which the majority of people in this country don't have. We have our physical health, which again, the majority of people in this country do not have. We have our mental health, which a majority of people in this country do not have. You can see the schizophrenic nature of people by watching what they do and what they say. This is why I always make sure that I'm looking at things and people and everything that I do from a scriptural perspective. Because, see, therein lies all of your understanding in terms of wherever it comes to gardening, it gives you instruction. It's a book of instructions on how to garden, how to raise a flock, how to tend the land, how to tend to a home, how to tend to a friendship, how to tend and cultivate relationships, marriages. All of it is there. And when you veer from that confines, when you veer from those instructions, you're not going to get the increase that you think. Now, a lot of people out here today, they're trying to do things by their own way. And all the while saying that they're blessed, saying that they know Yah. And it confuses me when you look at the mannerisms of people's lifestyle, how they say one thing and do another, claim that they want one thing and do another. It makes no sense. But, again, the Messiah talked about this. This is the strong delusion that we're experiencing because they rejected the knowledge of the truth. What does it say? My people perish for a lack of knowledge because they reject knowledge. What does the scripture say with regards to giving people the truth after first and second admonition? Reject. They're not rejecting. You got to understand. People are not rejecting you. For those that are really in and living it. Because, see, a lot of people say, well, how long you been in the truth? Well, how long you been living it? And does it reflect in the quality and the lifestyle that you live? That's the true understanding. That's the true representation of this truth. Do you live it? And very few people live it. They claim that they know Yah. They claim that they're living it. But when you look at their lifestyle, they're schizophrenic. Um, they're double-minded. A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. This is why sorrow comes up. Because, see, when you see a double-minded person, what do you think? From a scriptural perspective, sorrow, because you know that nothing that they do, nothing that they put their hands to is ever going to come to pass because they are double-minded, you see? But the strong delusion comes up on these people, and they think, just because they think and feel something, that is going to come to pass. So because they think or they feel something, that something good is going to come as a direct result of what they're doing. But it's good, nothing couldn't come nothing further from the truth. I don't know. I guess this is my morning rant. The Passover is tonight. We're looking forward to experiencing that good, Yah blessed, organic, farm raised lamb that we got thrown on the grill with that nice hickory wood that I harvested with these hands. And I tell you, man, it's just a blessing. But, this is why it's so important to stay focused and live biblical principles, not just read it. Because, see, when you live it, you'll get the health. You'll get the increase. You'll get the security. I didn't really understand what freedom was until I began to live a set-apart life and go through the sacrifices and go through the afflictions and the trials and tribulations. And let me tell you, life will always give you challenges. Life will always give you those ups and downs. However, I've never been more free as a direct result of living this life and being a carpenter, which I can prove, and a shepherd, which I can prove that this is who I am. This is what I am. This is what I live. This is where my substance comes from. Through the plan that Yah has put in my heart, through the vision. What does it say? Without a vision, the people perish. And you see people with they have false visions, not based on any reality, and they're perishing. See, this is what the strong delusion is all about. And this is what we clearly see today. And again, that's why I say the most heart-wrenching spirit that can come up on a man that see this stuff is sorrow. Trust me, it is sorrow 100% of the time. Because, I was watching a video of Brother Mac, and you can see that the brother's going through a lot of stuff on Facebook. And, and he was talking about this very same thing. You don't want to see people do bad. No. I mean, I never want to see anyone do bad. As a matter of fact, when I look at my life and the blessings and the peace, I say I wish this on my worst enemy. Because I understand the word and I understand what's happening. And that's why it's so important to keep focused and have a clear, realistic vision. A lot of people, they don't have a realistic vision of anything. They go to and fro. They're double-minded. They're going from this thing to this thing and this thing. And you know what I've noticed also? All of the plans that people be having, they have no basis in reality. This is why they can go from one false plan to another false plan. I call them false visions. And when you ask somebody, it's amazing how, you ask somebody about what their plan is, and you say, well, you ask them a series of questions and they don't have a clear answer. False vision. And you can't tell, again, because of the strong delusion that exists today, you can't convince nobody of nothing. And so this is why you, the remnant, the set apart, the few that are out there that get it and live it, this is why you just gotta, hey, you've tried to warn somebody, you've tried to educate somebody, you've tried to give somebody knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and they reject it. Again, they're not rejecting you. You got to make sure that you're not taking any of these things personal. Do not take it personal, because it has nothing to do with you. What they're doing is they're offended and they're rejecting the spirit that's operating you, especially if you are a man or woman of truth who lives truth, that has the fruit that you can verify in people's life. People, because see, this is what happens, right? If you're a man of truth and you can back up everything that you say, and then you have somebody else come into your life and they see that, they have to be a person of truth as well. They have to back up everything that they say as well. And what typically ends up happening is that the person will see that you are a serious-minded, focused individual, which is going to require them to be a serious-minded and focused individual, because I'm not going to allow any person that's bullshitting me around me. I mean, I'd rather be in my own space before I start to allow people that say one thing and do another. So what's going to happen is that, and Teacher Eric Robin, he did this video on this, especially in a marriage situation, they end up just going away. You see? They're not, because see, they're going to go away and they're going to plug back into they're going to be like Cypher in the Matrix. They're going to plug right back into their illusion, and they're going to attempt to forget everything that they experienced. But at the end of the day, it doesn't work, because see, once you experience truth and you see, this is why in the Matrix, Cypher, he wanted his memory wiped clean. If anybody ever saw the Matrix, he didn't want to remember. He says, I don't want to remember nothing. Nothing. This is what these people attempt to do. They attempt to wipe their memories clean, or create some alternate truth regarding everything that they experience, so that they can go back and live in their lives. You see? But I've said over and over and over again, you can ignore reality, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. And see, with this inflation and with this economic collapse and all of this calamity and the fluoride in the water and it's coming out more and more, your food is poisoned and your water is poisoned. Even the bottled water. I don't even trust the bottled water today. You see what's going on in East Palestine. They were selling bottled water from East Palestine, and they had to stop selling it. Food contaminated, meat contaminated. You can't trust. It's so sad. You can't trust nothing today. But when people are drinking contaminated water, they're getting vaccines, they're eating contaminated meat, contaminated eggs, what do you expect? They're going to have contaminated decisions, contaminated thought processes. This makes perfect sense to me, but it doesn't to them. Oh. Hey, the only thing that is going to wake people up is the spirit of truth. And not many people have the spirit of truth. I mean, people can claim anything. Again, and I'll leave it at this. I can claim that I'm a shepherd. Right? I can get on and I can claim it. I can claim that I'm a carpenter. But if I'm not showing you the work, if I can't take a lamb, raise it to be an adult, mate it with a ram, raise that lamb up to be an adult, slaughter that lamb, put that lamb on my plate and feed it to my family, how can I claim to be a shepherd? Right? So therefore, you have to look at the fruit of people. Because, see, people can say anything. They can say anything. They can claim anything. But one thing that they cannot deny is the fruit, the action by what they said and what they do, thereby showing that they're either a man or woman of truth or a stage playing hypocrite. Hey, which one are you?